back in 1966. Carolina has lost only 3 of the previous 14 games, but 2 of those losses came last year during the regular season before Carolina got sweet revenge in the semifinals of the ACC tournament down in Charlotte. The Tar Heels in their home white on the floor. Florida State with its 3-guard lineup in Garnet tonight. Bob Sura, Doug Edwards, Rodney Dobard, Sam Casal, and Charlie Ward. The officials assigned for tonight's game, Lenny Wirtz is the referee, and the umpires are Larry Rose and Charlie Pitts. These teams are playing for sole possession of first place in the ACC standings. Carolina 3rd ranked at 5-0, and Florida State 19th ranked at 5-1 in the ACC. Lenny Wirtz steps in. Ball is tossed between Montross and Dobard, and it's controlled by Florida State. In the hands of Sura, he'll give it to Charlie Ward. Down the right sideline, it goes to Sura. Sura back out front against Sullivan into the midcourt area. Bounce pass over to Edwards on the left wing. Edwards against George Lynch will hand it off to Sura, who comes to get it. Bounced it through the double team to Edwards, and there is a foul called on the play, and it is on Henrik Rudel for the reach-in. For a moment, I thought they were about to call Edwards for a possible turnover or a violation on the play, but instead, Henrik Rudel is whistled for his first personal foul, first team foul. Florida State inbounds off the baseline, and Carolina showing early zone mix. Sura from the deep left corner, no good. Rebounded right baseline by Lynch. He clears it away to Rudel. Rudel will push the ball quickly front court. Looking in the left corner, gets it quickly to Cherry. Back up the sideline, right in front of the Florida State bench to Rudel. Out high to Sullivan, back to Rudel. Goes to the baseline. Comes cross court, weak side on the right to Cherry. Back to Lynch. Lynch at the foul line, in the lane. Jumper, 13 feet. No good. Tapped up. No good by Montross. Tried to put it back up. Got knocked out of his hands by Edwards. Recovered by Sura. He'll give it to Ward. No score in the ball game. Ward working right side. Will give it to Casal. Casal back to Charlie Ward. Tried to penetrate. Gets it in the lane to Edwards. Splits the double team. Sullivan and Montross. Layup no good. Ruddle's got the rebound for Carolina. We played a minute. Still no score. Lead pass to Lynch. Driving layup. No good. Montross on the stuff follow. And it's 2-0 in favor of the Tar Heels here in the first 70 seconds of play at the Smith Center. Sura handling for Florida State along the right side. He'll give it to Charlie Ward. Bounce pass away to Dobard. Jump shot is no good. Rebounded by Scott Cherry. Cherry falling down. Ball knocked off Lynch. Recovered by Rudel. Rudel down the right side. Casal picking him up. Rudel breaks his dribble. He'll go in the midcourt area and out of Montross. Over on the left to Cherry. Cherry looking inside the Seminole man-to-man. He'll loop it back to Sullivan in the left corner. Pat puts it to the floor. One dribble. Gives it back to Rudel. Into the top of the circle. One step. Back to Sullivan. Jumper from out on the left is no good. An air ball went right over the top of the rim. Cherry saving it, and he saved it to Lynch, who tapped it to Cherry in the corner. Cherry was falling out of bounds, but got back in bounds in the corner. 2-0 Carolina. We played nearly 2 minutes in Chapel Hill. These teams like 2 boxers feeling each other out here in the early stages. Inside pass to Montross, thrown too high, off the glass, recovered Sura, off to the breaking Casal, driving layup is good. The score is tied to 2-all. 17:50 to play first half. Rudel against the zone pressure by the Seminoles to Cherry. Tried to go inside to Montross, stolen by Dobard. Tapped it to Casal. Casal tapped it right back to Charlie Ward. Across the timeline comes Ward on the drive against Cherry into the lane. Drops it off to Dobard for the layup. No basket, and a whistle and foul is on Montross, and it will be number 1 on the Indianapolis Junior. Second team foul against the Tar Heels, with the first having been whistled against Rudel. Brian Reese and Derek Phelps entering the lineup now. We told you that they did not start tonight because those two, along with reserve Donald Williams, a couple of minutes late for the pregame meal at the Pines Restaurant here in Chapel Hill this afternoon, and that's been a long-standing rule, and it cost those two their start tonight. Only the second game that Derek Phelps has not started over the last 2 years. He missed the opener this year because of an injury. Dobard with a left-handed free throw is no good. Nick, Florida State shooting only 67% at the foul line. That's only the 7th best in the ACC. And Dobard is a 67% free throw shooter.
Sam Casal is their best free throw shooter, 79%.
Next free throw by Dobard is no good. Rebounded by Lynch. Score tied at 2. Phelps down the right side to Rudel. Rudel will give it back to the leaping Brian Reese. Gets it to Montross. Turns off the glass. Scores against Doug Edwards. Montross has 2. Pass in the backcourt against Carolina zone pressure. Comes cross court. Sura to Casal. He'll get it front court on the left side. Backing up against Rudel. Now trying to drive. Spinning away in the lane. Bounces it away by Dobard. Recovered Ward. Dumps it back to Dobard. Dobard will give it to Casal at the right wing, right in front of the Tar Heel bench. Rodel on him tightly, and Carolina's man-to-man. Bounce pass to Ward. Comes back to Sura. He'll drive baseline. Bounce pass to Casal. Block Rodel. Recovered by Edwards. Layup. No good. Tapped in. Disallowed. Ball was hit while it was in the cylinder. Basket interference. So it remains 4-2 Carolina and the Tar Heels ball.
Tar Heels have opened in a man-to-man. Seminoles have been in a 2-3 zone.
Reese goes down low to Montross. Tried for the layup and got fouled from behind by Doug Edwards. Edwards protesting the call mildly, and Lenny Wirtz quickly stepped in. Thought he might have been saying something to Montross. Foul on Edwards is his first team foul against Florida State. Seventh-year head coach Pat Kennedy, pacing in front of the Florida State bench, said something to Lenny Wirtz as well as Wirtz was going to the scorer's table to make the call, and Wirtz diverted his path to go over and say something to the Seminole coach. Montross at the free throw line, where he is a 66% free throw shooter, and it's good. He made 7 of 10 on his way to 13 points against Seton Hall Sunday afternoon at the Meadowlands. He gets his first one. It's 5-2 Carolina. 3 points, or 5 points for Montross. Misses the next one. Rebounded in the lane by Dobard. He'll give it to Charlie Ward. Ward will get it front court on the left side against Derek Phelps. Gives it back to Casal, coming to get it. Bounces it high post Edwards, back out to Sura. Got by Reese, drives the lane. Tried to feed it to Dobard, stolen by Lynch. Lynch out ahead of him, ball knocked away, recovered by Reese in the lane. Up off the glass, no good. Reese a little bit off balance when he tried to go through the lane. Quickly, Florida State on the attack. Sura left to the circle. Looked like he might have double dribbled the ball. No whistle on the play. Got it to Dobard. Goes right side now to Casal. He'll send it back on the left to Edwards. Jump shot over Montross is good for 3 by Doug Edwards. Edwards, his 4th three-pointer out of 13 attempts this year. Score tied at 5. Rodel right side, weak side to Brian Reese. He fires from there, and it's no good. Off the back of the rim. Rebounded Sura. Sura down against Rodel. On the drive, lays it up left-handed good, and Florida State leads at 7-5 on Bob Sura's first field goal. Reese in the backcourt with his own pressure to Montross at the high post. Gives it back to Lynch. Reese was trying to cut back door. Sura wouldn't let him. Rodel from the right side, no good. Montross over the back of Dobard. Got boxed out on the play, and that's the second personal on Montross and the 3rd team foul against Carolina.
5 straight points by the Seminoles. Douglas Edwards the 3, and then Bob Sura the quick 2, and we've got a quick timeout here.
We do indeed. Florida State's holding a 2-point lead after a little better than 4 minutes of play at the Smith Center.
West. Welcome to the pros.
Right now it's Florida State 7 and Eric Montross 5. Eric's got all 5 of Carolina's points. The Seminoles appear to be trying to run past the Carolina defense rather than venture into its sticky web. They're trying to just run by it with their speed and get easy baskets against that defense before Carolina can get the traps set up.
Earlier tonight at Carmichael Auditorium in Chapel Hill, Sylvia Hatchell, 16th ranked Carolina women, blitzed NC State 71-47. Its 6th win in a row. The Tar Heels are in first place in the ACC women's race. Florida State on the attack. Ward to Bob Sura. Right sideline against Brian Reese. Goes to the baseline. Montross there on the double team. Got it to Dobard. Back to Casal. Fake the pass to Ward on the left side. Now the bounce pass high post to Edwards. Back it comes now to Ward on the left. Bounces inside to Edwards. Edwards with a layup. No basket. And we get a whistle and the foul on Montross, and that will be his 3rd. Charlie Pitts on the call, and Montross has 3 personal fouls in the first 4 minutes and 38 seconds of play. That is the 4th team foul against Carolina. Montross has done an excellent job this season of staying out of foul trouble. For the most part, he has fouled out of only 1 game, and that was the contest at Clemson. But he goes to the bench now at the 15-22 mark, and as Mick told you a moment ago, he's got all the points thus far for Carolina in the 7-5 Florida State ball game.
And 3 offensive rebounds.
Edwards at the free throw line. The first free throw is good. That's his 4th point of the game. Doug Edwards averaging 17.9 points a game, the league's 11th best free throw shooter at 72%. Edwards' next free throw is good as well. He's got 5, and it's a 4-point Florida State lead. Zone press by the Seminoles. Down the right side to Rodel from Phelps. Tried to give it to Reese. Stolen by Sura. Sura will bring it to the middle. Lead bounce pass to Casal. Rodel got back. Casal turns. Jump shot baseline. No good. Recovered by Sura. Put it up. No good. Recovered by Edwards. Knocked away. Casal's got a hand on it. And Larry Rose from outside calls the reach in on Derek Phelps. Now Now, the reason the crowd is booing is not so much the call against Derek Phelps, but the position on the floor from where Larry Rose came to make the call. Charlie Pitts and Lenny Wirtz were closer to the play. Larry Rose was working out near the timeline, and he came in to whistle the first personal on Derek Phelps.
Right, there may have been a foul, but Larry Rose, from where he called it from, it was about a $2 cab ride into the middle of the lane. Now, some of the students start to wave their arms to disrupt the free throw shooter, and Coach Dean Smith comes over and waves his arms and asks them not to do that.
By the way, the Carolina Fever group tonight had a little non-alcoholic brew and some cheese when the lineups were being introduced. First free throw missed by Edwards, second one made. Now again, zone pressure by the Seminoles as Rodel gets it down the right side from Phelps. Trying to split the double team. He's in trouble. Loops it over Casal to Derek Phelps. The double team again. Back to Rodel. Rodel will give it to Lynch. Lynch thinking, got by Sura. Tried to lay it up. Shot blocked. Lynch recovers. Reverse layup fell out. They battle for it. Finally knocked into the hands of Edwards. He'll push it to Sura. Coming in on the left side. Look away pass. Knocked away. Recovered Salvadori, who's in replacing Montross. Tried to get it to Phelps. Threw it too long. Recovered by Casal. Florida State on the turnoff. Here's Sura shooting left side for three. Good. And it's 13-5 in favor, or 13-5 in favor of the Seminoles. And Carolina's into an early hole as the ball is stolen by Charlie Ward. Jump shot is no good. Rebounded by Lynch. Outlet pass to Rodel on the right side. Edwards is back. Rodel takes it to him. Tried to lay it up. Blocked Dobard. Recovered by Edwards. He'll give it to Casal. Florida State on the run. Casal feeds it right back to Dobard for the slam dunk. And Casal and Dobard scream at each other as Dobard gets his first field goal. It's 15-5. The Tar Heels are down 10 and struggling. Cross court pass goes to Reese on the left side. Back it comes to Lynch. Now to Rodel on the right. Florida State back in the 2-3 zone. Now to Phelps to Reese left side. Back out front to Phelps. Phelps to the foul line. Can't get through. Looking for some help. Finally gets it to Rodel. Rodel whips it back out to Phelps. They're looking inside. Now Phelps will give it to Reese in the right corner. Back to Phelps. Phelps working down to the right side. Picks up his dribble now. Directs a little traffic. Goes cross court to Rodel. Baseline to Reese. Reese with a fake. Put up the shot. Blocked from behind. Knocked out of bounds. Dobard slapped it away. Rodney Dobard with 129 career blocks to his credit coming into this year, and already 59 this year to lead the NCAA in that category. Carolina's ball out of bounds as Williams is in.
Heels are shooting 2 of 13.
Salvadori, top of the circle, will give it to Donald Williams. Williams drops it to Lynch. Lynch will give it inside to Salvadori. Jump catch of the ball, and he got knocked off the ball, and the foul is whistled on Florida State. And I believe it is on Dobard.
Now, Dobard and Edwards are very quick off the floor. Sura, Ward, and Casal are all also excellent leapers. Florida State's in a sagging, a very tightly packed in 2-3 zone defense. They will concede any outside shot right now. Donald Williams has not yet had a good look at the basket, but they'll concede any outside shot. They just don't want it to come inside. Add that to the fact that Montross is saddled with 3 quick fouls, and Carolina is in deep offensive jeopardy.
Foul on Dobard, his first, the team's second. Final in from Charlottesville. Wake Forest has beaten Virginia 75-73. The Deacons have won 5 in a row. Salvadori misses his first free throw. He'll have another shot coming. Kevin is a 69% shooter. He's hit 18 of 27 on the year. The next one rims out and recovered inside by Dobard. At inside position on Phelps. Now to Casal on the left side. Casal working back out front. Now whips a pass over to Edwards, who shoots the 3. It's no good. The ball is loose. Finally recovered by Ward. Phelps couldn't get to it. To Edwards, now to Sura, deep in the right corner. Dribbles up the sideline, gives it to Charlie Ward, who works against Donald Williams. Spinning away, right of the lane, scoops it off to Sura. Sura gets the layup left side, good. And it's a 17-5 Florida State lead. Sura has 7 points to lead the Seminoles scoring. Derek Phelps in the midcourt area. Now to Pat Sullivan, down to Salvadori, turns, shoots right baseline and scores. Boy, that broke a long drought for the Tar Heels at the 12:39 mark.
That broke a 15-0 scoring run by FSU.
17-7 the score. Casal, midcourt area, will give it to Charlie Ward. Ward works against Phelps. Turns, comes toward the middle, bounce pass away to Sura on the left. Driving, penetrating the middle, underhanded it to Edwards, and an offensive foul called on Doug Edwards. That's number 2 on the Miami senior, and the 3rd team foul. And finally, the Smith Center crowd has a little something to cheer about.
You sense that the crowd is ready to cheer, ready to explode at any good thing that the Tar Heels do. They just haven't had much to holler about yet. It's been all Florida State.
3 turnovers by Florida State. There have been 5 committed by Carolina. Sullivan in the deep left corner will give it back up the sideline to Phelps. Phelps going by the pick set by Salvadori. Gets it to him at the high post. Back to Phelps. Now to Sullivan. Turns, shoots in the lane. No good. Bounced over top of Salvadori. Recovered Sura, and Sullivan will be whistled for the reach in. Pat Sullivan picks up his first personal. 6th team foul against Carolina. 17-7. The first 8 minutes. Well, let's say the last 6 minutes have belonged completely to Florida State. I thought Carolina had the upper hand at the start on a lot of enthusiasm and emotion. And then suddenly, Montross is saddled with 3 fouls in the first 4.5 minutes of play. And Florida State starts dominating the boards, giving Carolina only 1 shot. And if that wasn't going in, the Tar Heels were not getting a second shot.
Even though it was 2-2 when Reese and Phelps checked in, still, had they been able to play the whole game, they might have led by more.
Long transition basket and the layup by Dobard on the full court pass by Charlie Ward. Dobard has 4, and the Tar Heels were caught flat-footed. 19-7 the score. Phelps front court. He'll send it over to Reese on the left side. Reese driving the lane. Tried to scoop it up. Ball got knocked away from him. Ball still loose on the floor. Knocked away. Recovered Dobard. A baseball pass to Sura. Front court left side. He gives to the trailing Charlie Ward. Off to Sam Casal. Shoots the 3. No good. Rebounded Salvadori. Lost ball. Recovered Sura. Layup. No basket. And the foul is on Derek Phelps. And that will be number 2 on the senior point guard. Also, the 7th team foul, and Florida State is in the bonus in only 8.5 minutes.
Well, this is about that time when, even though it's very early in this game could get away from you unless the ball starts going in the hole. This is about the time that somebody, and I'm thinking about Derek Phelps and George Lynch, need to just rally the troops around and calm the seas somehow.
Lynch has gone out of the lineup along with Salvadori. Winstrom has come in along with Pat Sullivan. Sura makes good on his first free throw. Bob Sura, who missed his first 5 free throws against Duke but hit the last 4 in that overtime victory on Sunday, now has 8 points in the first half, make it 9, and it is 20-7. Carolina are 21-7. Carolina is down by 14 points in the first 8.5 minutes of play at the Smith Center in Chapel Hill.
Perhaps no other sport best exemplifies the concept.
Leading 5-2, the Seminoles have gone on a 19-2 run, and here's how they've done it. First of all, their quickness is evident. They've outfought Carolina to a lot of loose balls. Secondly, Carolina's made bad decisions trying to throw over the top of zone pressure. They've turned it over. Thirdly, Carolina shooting terribly. 3 of 16, 19%.
Well, Carolina attacking what looks to be now, Mick, a triangle and 2 defense. Derek Phelps in the left corner. If not that, then certainly a box and 1. Here's Brian Reese shooting an air ball right over the top of the basket from the right side. Rebounded by Ward, got it off to Casal. Knocked away from Casal, recovered Donald Williams. Williams coming front court, going down against Dobard. He'll circle back out on the right side. Whips it now to Winstrom. He'll give it to Derek Phelps. Phelps trying to penetrate left side, now to Donald Williams. Williams coming off the wing on the left. Will give it to Phelps. Phelps looking inside, bounce pass to Winstrom baseline. He'll loop it back to Brian Reese, down low to Lynch. Ball knocked away. Whistle, and the foul is on Sam Casal of Florida State. That will be number 1 on the Baltimore senior, and it will be the 4th team foul against Florida State, and Lynch will go to the free throw line with 10:45 remaining to be played in the first half. Salvadori is coming back in. Montross is on the bench and has been there since the 15-22 mark with his 3rd personal foul.
It is a combination defense, you're right, that Florida State is playing. It may be a box and 1 or maybe a triangle and 2. Last year they played almost the whole game in a defense called a 1-3 with a chaser. The man-to-man assignment is Ward on Donald Williams. Charlie Ward on Donald Williams. And if Ward stays on him, it'll be very tough for Donald to get free to possess the ball.
George Lynch, the Tar Heels' leading scorer with a 16.4 average, gets his first point of the night. It's 21-8. Make it 21-9. He cans both of his free throws. 21-9 with 10:45 left to play. Tar Heels, that's in the first half, and the Tar Heels are pressuring backcourt. Charlie Ward against Derek Phelps. Ward motioning everybody front court, says he'll get it front court against Phelps. Lost the ball out of bounds, and it's Carolina's ball on the turnover. Charlie Ward falling right at the feet of the Carolina coaching staff. Messrs. Smith, Guthridge, and Ford. Phelps across the timeline. Carolina fans sensing anything good to cheer about right now, and so there's a big burst on that turnover. Williams will give it to Phelps left side. Now it comes back to Williams. He jump shoots from out on the right. It went in, popped out. Ball comes back, recovered by Brian Reese, faking up for the shot, and it's good. Brian Reese gets his first field goal, and it's 21-11. Heels are down by 10. Ward picked up by Derek Phelps about 10 feet in the backcourt. Gets it over to Casal. The crowd now trying to be a factor here at the Smith Center. Casal, a reverse dribble against Williams. Knocked away Phelps. He fell down. Ward was able to get to it. Now to Sura. Brian Reese moving out on him. They're forcing Sura toward the timeline. He bounced it around the defense to Ward. Knocked away George Lynch. Lynch comes up with a loose ball. Lynch on the dribble. Knocked away. Ball got out of bounds. It went out off Byron Wells. It'll be Carolina's ball, 9:46 to play, and the Tar Heels are showing now the first signs in a long time of some energy and some enthusiasm.
Good point. And the defense they'll attack is the 1-3 and a chaser. 4 players playing a 1-3 zone with right now Casal on Donald Williams.
Phelps will give it to Reese in the right corner. Wells playing well off of it. Now it comes to Derek Phelps, and he'll set up in the midcourt area. Indicates the new offense as he dribbles away to the left side. Williams moving out front as Reese will drift over to the left wing. Reese takes the pass from Phelps. He'll give it back out front to Donald Williams. Now it comes to Phelps. Phelps holds it high. Alley-oop to Brian Reese. Threw it too high. Ball knocked away. Recovered by Sura. Sura in traffic down on the left side. Knocked away. Lynch went out of bounds. Sura hit the deck along with Williams, along with Phelps and Lynch, rather. But it will just simply be a lost ball out of bounds off George Lynch. 9:18 to play first half. Nick, already thoughts begin to go through your mind of the 15-point deficits on the road last year against Houston and then against Wake Forest here in Chapel Hill that resulted in Carolina wins, and the 22-point deficit at Maryland that was almost salvaged at College Park. Wells, the right side. Ball taken away by Lynch. Lynch will give it to Donald Williams. 7 turnovers by Florida State. Away now to Derek Phelps. Phelps will pull up and shoot the 3. No good. Rebounded in the lane by Wells. He gets the outlet pass to Casal. Casal going down. Layup is no good. Tap follow no good. Rebounded Lynch. Outlet to Phelps. 2-on-2 break. Phelps down on the right side. Will he go through? Drives by Wells to the baseline. Can't get all the way through. We'll give it to Lynch. Lynch puts it cross court to Donald Williams. He's open for 3. It does not go. Salvadori tapped it. Recovered by Florida State. Picked out of there by Derek Carroll. Off to Surrey, shoots the 3 from the left side, an air ball. It went out of bounds off Donald Williams. Our check at Derek Phelps, and it will be Florida State's basketball. Rodel and Sullivan are coming back with 8:32 remaining to play in the first half. So will Winstrom. Phelps is going out for a breather. Let's see who else is going out. George Lynch is going out. So the Tar Heels have now got Williams, Sullivan, Salvadori, Winstrom, and Rodel in the lineup. Edwards off to Sura, jump shot right corner, no good, rebounded Salvadori. He gets it to Rodel. Rodel right through the center jump circle as the Tar Heels move quickly on the offense. Rodel left open from out on the right, and it's no good. Tap followed by Winstrom, no good, recovers. Ball knocked outside to Williams. Williams trying to penetrate to the foul line. Shifts it to Sullivan. Sullivan dribbling to the baseline, can't get through. Williams' jump shot is good. Right over the top of Byron Wells. Donald Williams hits his first field goal. Tar Heels are 5 of 22 from the floor. Williams is 1 of 4.
Now it's a 6-0 Carolina run.
21-13 the score. Casal against Williams. He'll pass it left side to Edwards. Edwards against Salvadori. One dribble trying to spin away. Faking Salvadori. Fall away shot is good by Doug Edwards. Edwards now with 8 first half points. 23-13. Rodel to Winstrom. Now to Sullivan. Left side. Down low to Salvadori on the left side. He's double teamed. Pulls away. Lays it up. No good. Rebounded by Winstrom. Turns and scores off the glass. Spinning to the baseline. Matt Winstrom gets his first basket. 23-14. The Tar Heels have 23-15. The clock scoreboard late changing here with the clock showing 7:15 to play in the first half. Carolina's cut the Florida State lead to 8. Backdoor to Sura. Sura on the drive, right side. Ball pinned against the glass and actually got wedged up between the basket and the glass. And so that will be a jump ball. It'll be alternating possession to Carolina.
Right. A pin ball like that's a violation this year. Held ball, you go by the possession arrow. And I'll tell you what, Carolina's back in it. And so is this crowd. This broadcast broadcast of the Tar Heel Sports Network is authorized by Village Sports and WCHL Radio, divisions of the Village companies. Any publication, rebroadcast, or other use of this game without the expressed written consent of Village Sports and WCHL is prohibited.
Just over 7 minutes to play first half from Chapel Hill. Carolina attacking the 2-3 Florida State zone. Winstrom out front to Phelps. Phelps alley-oop to Winstrom for the layup. And Winstrom gets his second field goal, and it is 23-17. Carolina back within 6 after having trailed by as many as 14 just about 3.5 minutes ago. Ward in the corner. It goes to Edwards. Edwards coming up the sideline, bounces it back out to Sura. Now it goes inside to Edwards. That was Carroll who handled it a moment ago. Missed the shot. Rebounded by Lynch. Waits for everybody to clear. Hands it off to Phelps. Phelps will push it front court. He'll get it in the right corner now to Rodel. Down low to Winstrom. Jump hook. Baseline is good. Who in the world has got on Matt Winstrom's uniform tonight? Is this the senior from Houston, Texas? 23-19. Down to Edwards. He can't get through. Double teamed in the right corner. Bounced it to a wide open Dobard for the slam dunk. 6 points for Dobard. 25-19 with 6:05 to play in the first half. Phelps coming cross court now to Sullivan on the right side. Matt Winstrom is playing the game of his career right now, and it's needed by the Tar Heels. Rodel, left wing. Will push it back to Phelps. Now baseline to Sullivan. Sullivan penetrating into the lane. In the lane, put it up, no good. Winstrom recovered, scores, and gets fouled. Matt Winstrom with 8 points. He'll have a chance at the line for his 9th point. 25-21. He can pull the Tar Heels within 3. And if you're wondering why we're talking so much about Matt Winstrom, Winstrom has played a vital part in this first half because of the foul trouble in the first 4 minutes and 38 seconds. Eric Montross picked up his 3rd and has been on the bench since then.
And Matt's saying to himself, what's all this fuss about? All I needed was a chance. Winstrom, well, let me talk about Florida State's strategy briefly. When Donald Williams is in the game, the Seminoles are playing the 1-3 and a chaser with either Ward or Casal on Donald. Without him in the game, Florida State is playing exclusively that sagging 2-3 zone defense.
That foul a moment ago, Florida State, was on Dobard. It's his 2nd and the 5th team foul against the Seminoles. Winstrom misses the free throw, rebounded by the Seminoles. Ward across the timeline left side against Donald Williams. Working across the top of the circle with his back to Williams. Now turns as he gets to the right, gets to Dobard, splits the double team. Layup no good. They battle for it, recovered, put up, no good. The follow shot is good. And that was put up and in by Maurice Robinson, the freshman from Little Rock, Arkansas. 27-21, Florida State by 6. Derek Phelps on the left side will loop it to Donald Williams. Gets it in the right corner to Brian Reese. Now back to Derek Phelps. Phelps right of the lane. Gets it to Donald Williams. Williams trying to get free for the shot. Backing toward the sideline. Back out front to Phelps. Phelps will push it right back to Brian Reese. Reese on the penetration. Dumped it off to Winstrom. Short jumper. No good. Knocked away. Finally recovered, however, in the lane by Dobard. Dobard will get it to Ward. Now he gets it to Casal with 4:50 to play in the first half. 27-21 the score. Casal out front to Charlie Ward. Ball knocked away by Phelps, but Ward recovers in the midcourt area. Now the ball is knocked away again. Phelps trying to get to it. Ball went out of bounds off Ward. It'll be Carolina's basketball, and Derek Phelps has picked Charlie Ward's pocket for a 2nd time.
There you are looking at or listening to the Picasso of defense, Derek Phelps. None like him ever that played at Carolina.
Dante Calabria is coming in to replace Derek Phelps. Lynch will inbound the ball to Calabria with 4:41 to play in the first half. Florida State back to the 1-3 and a chaser. Calabria on the right side. Casal's on him defensively. Calabria, high post to Salvadori, knocked away. Salvadori recovered, pushed it to Reese. Now it's out front to Donald Williams. Williams trying to get free from Ward. Drives, takes the shot off the glass, no good. Followed by Salvadori inside is good.
Nice.
He has 4, and it's 27-23. Carolina pulling back within 4, having trailed by as many as 14. Charlie Ward coming cross court against the freshman from Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania. Sends it away to Casal. Now to Edwards. Trying to penetrate. Back to Casal. Jump shot from the left. Off the front of the rim. No good. Recovered Edwards. The put back is no good. Tap follow up and in is good by Robinson. Maurice Robinson gets his 2nd field goal. 29-23. Calabria going by Casal. On the drive to the middle. Pulls up foul line to Lynch. Tried to get it to Reese and threw it away into the front row of seats. That will turn it right back over to Florida State. The 7th miscue of the first half for Carolina. Rodel is coming in to replace Reese. And right now we're going to get a break in the action. So there's a timeout on the floor. 3:45 to play first half with the score. Florida State 29, Carolina 23.
He's been on the bench ever since about the 16 or the 15-and-a-half-minute mark. Final score, Atlanta, Georgia. Tech 85, NC State 74. Georgia Tech is now 4-2 in the league, while the Wolfpack dropped to 0-6. And Carolina shooting, they've made 6 of their last 10 after starting 4 of 21. That adds up to 10 of 31, 32%. 0 of 7 from three-point range, 3 of 7 from the foul line. Florida State 11 of 30, 37%, 2 of 8 from 3, 5 of 8 from the line.
Florida State has the ball out of bounds. It'll be Edwards inbounding to Casal with 3:40 left to play in the first half. Casal, double team by Calabria and Williams, still in the backcourt, not yet across the timeline. Gets it down the left side to Dobard at the wing. Dobard back out in the midcourt area to Casal. Williams on him, man-to-man. Casal spinning away, coming to the left of the circle, fakes a pass, now whips it back to Charlie Ward. Ward comes to the baseline, underhands the ball to Robinson. The shot is up, it's good, and he got fouled on the play by Salvadori. Robinson, Maurice Robinson, 6'6" freshman from Little Rock, Arkansas, and the first ACC player to come from President Bill Clinton's home state. Gets his 3rd field goal of the first half, and he had been 0 for 0 in the last 2 games for the Seminoles, and he'll have a chance here to get his 7th point. He came in averaging only 2.9 points per ball game. He converts on the free throw. He's 5 of 10 on the year, and it's 32-23, back to a 9-point Florida State lead. Lynch bounces to Salvadori. Jump hook off the baseline, right over the top of Dobard is good. Salvadori with 6, Winstrom with 8. That's 14 points in relief of Montross, who scored the first 5 of the game for Carolina before getting into foul trouble. 32-25. Florida State lead is 7. Casal against Williams on the drive into the lane. Ball lost, recovered by Dobard. Layup is good. It rolled around the rim and finally fell through for his 4th field goal. Across that foul a moment ago for Carolina on Salvadori. Ball taken away by Sura, and Sura will get the dunk at the other end. And it is now 36-25. It goes back to an 11-point lead. Carolina had been down by as many as 14 and had gotten within 4 on several occasions. Sura now with 11 first-half points. Rodel to the foul line. To Donald Williams, baseline. Bounce pass back to Calabria. You give it to Rodel. Rodel is open for 3. It's no good. Crashed the boards, and Florida State had good inside position. The outlet to Casal on the left side. Casal bouncing it through traffic to Sura on the drive. Lays it up. No good. Tapped up. Sura recovered. Tried to put it up. No good. Recovered Edwards. He sticks it up and in. Doug Edwards gets his 3rd field goal. It is 38-25. Florida State shooting back in front by 13. Salvadori to Calabria. He shoots the 3. No good and rimmed out. Rebounded by Dobard. Florida State on the run. A 4-on-2 break. Edwards back to Dobard on the left. Driving through for the layup. It's good, and it's 40-25. It is the biggest Florida State lead of the ball game right now.
8-0 run for the Seminoles after that timeout, and everything Carolina worked so hard to get back is now gone again.
Calabria working to the right side. Donald Williams cutting through. Calabria can't get him the ball. He'll push it over to George Lynch. Lynch looking over the top of Edwards. Will come back to Calabria on the right side. Dante faking a pass. Now give it to Rodel. Rodel penetrating, drives through, lays it up off the glass. Good. Henrik Rodel on a drive right down the lane. The Tar Heels, you're wondering about those missed 3-pointers. 0 of 9 from the 3-point area, while Florida State is 2 of 8. 40-27 with 1:10 to play in the half. Casal coming right to the top of the circle. Now he'll back toward the midcourt area. Now Casal starting to move to the left. Will top, take the 3-pointer. It is no good. Rebounded by Rodel. Good box out. Got it to Lynch. Lynch going down the middle. Flies by Edwards. Tries to lay it up. Cannot. And the foul is on Doug Edwards, and that's number 3 on the Miami, Florida senior. And it is also the 6th team foul against Florida State. So the Seminoles are in a bit of foul trouble of their own.
Yeah, they need Edwards badly. He's 8th in the league in scoring, a 54% shooter, 6th in the league in rebounding. Not much of a recruiter, though, because he had a younger brother named Steve that was a top 25 recruit nationally. Florida State wanted Steve Edwards badly, but he opted for Miami instead to play in the Big East.
Well, like his brother, he was Mr. Basketball in the state of Florida. Here's George Lynch at the free throw line. George does not have a field goal in the first half tonight. He is 0 for 3, coming off a season high of 25 on Sunday at the Meadowlands against Seton Hall, and he misses the free throw. Score remains 40-27. Carolina only 3 of 8 at the free throw line, and this is the 3rd best free throw shooting team in the ACC at 68%. Lynch gets his next free throw, and it's 40-28. Casal backcourt. Shot clock is operating at 40. About a 7-second differential between that and the game clock. Through the half-court zone trap by the Tar Heels. The pass to Sura, then to Casal, to Ward, left wing, now to Sura. Gave it to Dobard at the baseline. He'll go back out front to Casal on the right. Comes cross-court to Ward. 31 seconds left on the game clock, 23 on the shot clock. Drops it off to Sura. Layup is no good. Ball knocked around, recovered again by Florida State. Shot clock is now off as Casal gets it back out front to Ward. Casal getting around Rodel, drives in the lane, loops it up, and it's good by Sam Casal. That's only his 2nd goal of the half. It is 42-28. Rodel will push it front court, stolen by Casal with 10 seconds left. Casal front court, top of the circle, he shoots the 3, it's good. 45-28, the Tar Heels' biggest deficit of the night. Inbounds pass, knocked away, recovered Dobard. He fires a shot that went in off the glass, but it will not count. It's shot late, and the Tar Heels, who were down by 14, recovered and got within 4, but now go to the dressing room trailing by 17.
We start the second half from Chapel Hill with Carolina trailing by 17.
Florida State controlling the ball to start the final 20 minutes of play. Casal wanted to give it off to Doug Edwards, but a travel is called as Florida State was trying to elude the Carolina defense, and that is the 10th turnover of the game for the Seminoles, first of the second half. Carolina had 10 first half turnovers. The Tar Heel big men accounted for 9 of 13 shooting in the first half. The rest of the team, 3 of 24. That's only about 4%. George Lynch, 0 for 4 in the first half, gets his first basket off the left baseline, 45-30. The Tar Heels recovered in the first half from a 21-point deficit to get within 4, then saw it all evaporate in the late stages of the first half, falling behind by 17. The question now on everybody's mind, can Carolina come back again? Charlie Ward down inside to Edwards, bounced it off to Sura, reverse layup no good. Dobard's got the rebound, puts it up off the glass, no basket, and the foul is on Brian Reese. Charlie Pitts on the call, and the foul on Reese is his first, and everybody in the building held his or her collective breath when Charlie Pitts pointed, because Montross was standing right beside it, Brian Reese. Montross out of the first half for 15 minutes and 22 seconds with 3 personal fouls. Rodney Dobard at the free throw line for Florida State. The left-hander puts it up, and it's no good. He is 0 for 3 at the line.
In the first half, Woody, Florida State out-rebounded Carolina 29-20.
45-30, Dobard ready on his second free throw, and this one is good. Dobard now with 11 points in the ball game. He came in averaging about 10 a contest. Florida State right back to its half-court trap. Phelps to Montross, now to Reese. Back out front it goes to Derek Phelps. Phelps top of the circle, pushes it to Lynch, drops it down low to Montross, caught it, tried to dunk it, and got fouled from behind. If that's on Doug Edwards, that's his 4th. No, it is called instead on Rodney Dobard, and that's his 3rd. So Dobard and Edwards both have 3 each. First team foul of the second half against Florida State. And Montross thought he was going to the free throw line. Instead, it'll be Carolina's ball at the baseline. Well, now the crowd thought Montross was shooting and boozed the decision to call that a non-shooting foul. Carolina setting up its offense. Phelps sends it away to Reese on the right wing. Comes to the right of the lane. Gets it to Donald Williams in the left corner. Donald will take the jump shot, and it bounds high. No good. Rebounded by Edwards. He'll hand it off to Sura. Lynch knocked back, and an offensive foul called on Bob Sura. Lynch takes the charge, and the foul on Sura is his first second-team foul against the Seminoles. Second turnover of the final 20 minutes by the Seminoles. Donald Williams will inbound right in front of the Carolina coaching staff. He'll give it to Derek Phelps. Tar Heels were 0 for 9, three-point area in the first half. Donald Williams, left corner to Derek Phelps. Phelps left of the lane, now to George Lynch. Gave it to Donald Williams. Now comes to Derek Phelps. Makes a jumping catch of the ball against Ward. Now to Reese. He'll give it to George Lynch. Takes the jump shot 15 feet. No good. Rebounded by Charlie Ward. He protects the basketball against Lynch. Now he gets it front court to Casal on the left side. He'll push it back out front to Ward in the middle. Ward bounce pass to Edwards. Almost knocked away Lynch. Edwards whipping it back out front to Ward. Off to Casal. He jumps and shoots a three. It rims out no good. Rebounded by Lynch. He'll give the lead pass to Williams. Taken away by Charlie Ward. Bounces it to Bob Suro. Suro gets the layup from the left side. Bob Suro with his 13th point of the ball game. 48-30. Carolina has made some long lead passes on some outlets tonight that just haven't been very successful. George Lynch has his shot fall off the front of the rim, but Montross is there to rebound for his third field goal and 7th point of the night. 48-32. Florida State leading by 16. Charlie Ward against Derek Phelps, left side. Now gets it down low to Doug Edwards. Edwards backing in on Lynch. Will get it to Casal. Donald Williams on him. To Suro. Back to Edwards. Edwards' fall away is no good. Off the front of the rim. Rebounded Dobard. He puts the shot back up. No good. Montross has got it. Wrestles it away from Dobard. He'll give it to Reese. Right back it comes to Derek Phelps. Lead pass to Reese. Reese coming in on Suro. Tried to give it to Montross. Knocked away. Recovered Florida State. Off to Dobard. Reverse dribble. Hands it off to Charlie Ward. Driving layup left side is good. That's Charlie Ward's first basket of the ball game. He had scored 30 points in the last two Seminole games. 50-32. Florida State by 18. Reese to Phelps. He shoots the three. No good. Rebounded by Montross. Back out front to Donald Williams. Williams will push it back to Phelps. Now it goes baseline to Brian Reese. Layup from the left side is good. Brian Reese's second field goal. He is 2 of 7 for the ball game. 50-34. Ward against Phelps. Timeline right side. Bounce pass intended for Edwards. He made the catch against Lynch. Now to Casal. Casal trying to move on Phelps. Passes away to Ward. Ward jump shot from the right side is good for 3. Charlie Ward gets 2 quick second half field goals for 5 points. 53-34. Feed to Montross. Montross for the layup, and it's good. They got the ball to him between Dobard and Suro. Montross with 9, and it's 53-35. 16 minutes left to play in the ball game. Tar Heels are down by 18. Whistle, and the foul is on Derek Phelps. Phelps whistle for his third, coming with 16:04 remaining to be played in the ball game. That will be the second team foul against Carolina. Brian Reese is going out, and Pat Sullivan will come in for Carolina.
Florida State continues to play the 1-3 and a chaser. 4 players playing that 1-3 zone when Donald Williams is in the game.
Casal from Sarah on the left side. Casal on the midcourt area, now driving down to the left. Will push it away to Dobard. Dobard faking it for the slam dunk with the left hand. Rodney Dobard. He has 13, and it's 55-36. Carolina by 9, or Florida State by 19. Phelps on the drive all the way underneath. The layup no good. Recovered Montross in the slam dunk. Eric has 11. And Lenny Wirtz blows the whistle and stops play. Going out to talk with Derek Phelps. Apparently somebody messed with the basketball when it came through the net that time, and so Carolina was warned, and both teams should consider themselves warned as we get a break in the action with just under 16 minutes of playing time left here at the Smith Center in Chapel Hill.
The worst thing about being in foul trouble is not how it hurts you at the offensive end, but how it limits your ability to defend. With Montross in foul trouble with 3, and as valuable as he is to Carolina, it's difficult, Reed also impossible, for him to challenge Dobard and Edwards when they beat Carolina and take it to the basket. That's one of the big problems the Heels have right now.
Edwards will inbound the ball to Dobard. Throw it away. Recovered by Lynch. He'll turn in the lane. Takes the short jumper. Good. 55-40. George Lynch with his second field goal. By the way, in the first half, Lynch tied Rick Fox atop the career steal list at Carolina. He had 4. He's now got 197. The next one he gets will be a record. That may have been it right there. He'll get credit for a steal on that play, and it is indeed the record. Dobard, right side for Florida State. Off to Casal. Casal will take the jumper from the left side, and it's good for 3. He was left unguarded on the play. It's his second three-pointer. He's got 10 points. 57-40. Down to Pat Sullivan. Coming baseline to Rodel. Back to the trailing George Lynch. Foul line jumper off the front of the rim. No good. Ball tap recovered by Casal. Drops it behind his back to Ward, and Casal tells everybody to slow down. Charlie Ward quickly. Donald Williams knocked down. Offensive foul called on Charlie Ward. That was not a very smart play on the part of the Thomasville, Georgia junior. Nowhere to go in a real hurry. He gets whistled for his first, third team foul, and fourth turnover of the half.
Carolina's also got to be very careful when they throw long passes. A long pass stays in the air for a while. Florida State is too quick to let that ball float.
Sullivan, right wing to Rodel. Now Lynch inside the top of the foul circle to Montross. Good catch of the ball and the slam dunk in behind Dobard. Montross has 8 points in the second half. 13 for the game, and it's 58-42. Florida State still leading by 16. Trying to hold off the Tar Heels. Casal, Ward, down to Casal. Lost the ball, recovered, however, by Edwards. In the lane, feeds Searle. Layup is good. Boy, good ball movement by the Florida State Seminoles. 15 points now to Donald Williams, coming front court on the right side. Rodel, now to Sullivan. Sullivan getting a screen from Montross, and he won't take the shot. Now off to Donald Williams. Williams hanging in the air. The shot's up, no good. Whistle, and the foul is on Casal. It's number 2 on the Baltimore senior. 4th team foul against the Seminoles here in the second half. 60-42 with 14 minutes of playing time remaining. Can it be done? Well, in the first half, Carolina was down by 14 in the first 9 minutes of play. And over a period of the next 6 minutes, Carolina cut that lead down to just 4. But then Florida State came back to build it up to 17 at the half, 45-28.
Against that defense, a 1-3 with a chaser. If the chaser is under the basket or away from the foul line, then there's a little soft spot to either side of that point man in the 1-3 zone. That's where that shot has to be taken and hit by people like Sullivan.
Donald Williams makes both his free throws. He has 4 points on the night, 60-44. Cross-court pass, Casal to Ward. Derek Phelps waiting on him. Derek playing with 3 personal fouls. Bounce pass to Casal. Spinning away from Williams. Williams forcing him now out to the center jump circle. Now Casal trying to move left. Backing up outside. Florida State pretty much a 1-4 offensive set. Now to Edwards, who comes to get it out front on the right against George Lynch. Tried to get rid of it, throws it away. Tried to get on Maurice Robinson, the freshman in the right corner. So it'll be Carolina's ball on the 5th turnover of the half by Florida State. Phelps will send it to Rodel down the left sideline. Bounce pass right back to Phelps, off to Donald Williams. Shooting for 3, no good. Rebound pulled down by Edwards. Carolina, Donald Williams now 1 for 6 in tonight's ball game. He's struggling with his shooting of late. 3-pointer by Sam Casal from the left wing for Florida State. His second of the half, third of the game. He's got 13, and it's 63-44. It's a 19-point Florida State lead. Derek Phelps shoots 3, no good. Tapped by Rodel, no good. Ball knocked out of bounds. Off Florida State's Maurice Robinson. It will belong to Carolina.
Sam Casal has driven 2 daggers right through the Carolina heart with long 3-pointers, just as the Heels had begun to bite into that lead somewhat.
Tar Heels have yet to make a 3-pointer in the game. 0 for 11. Phelps, left side on the right, goes to pass to Williams, down in the corner to Lynch. Lynch turns, will come back out front in the middle to Phelps. Phelps will give the alley-oop to Lynch, had it knocked away by Edwards right into Casal's hands. Casal will push it away now on the bounce pass to Charlie Ward. Ward across the timeline through the center jump circle on the drive against Phelps. Down in the lane, back outside to Casal. He shoots another 3. No good off the front of the rim. Tapped out by Edwards, or Dobard rather, into Rodel's hands, off to Derek Phelps. Feeds down to Williams. Jump shot from the corner is no good. Rebounded by Montross. He'll whip it out to Rodel. Rodel goes inside to Phelps. Hook in the lane is no good, and it's rebounded by Robinson for Florida State. Heels can't get anything to go down now. Casal on the drive, and a blocking foul called on Donald Williams of the Tar Heels. It'll be number 1 on the Garner sophomore, 3rd team foul of the half against Carolina. Well, the Heels came into this ball game shooting less than 50% in their last 3 outings, but they still had the top shooting percentage in the league at 53.6, which shows you just how good they have been shooting the ball this year. But the Tar Heels can get nothing when needed to go down tonight.
Yeah, they just haven't been able to string in the offense together. They'll score one time down court, and then Florida State will come back and score easily, and then the Tar Heels will go into a drought. The Seminoles have made 7 in a row. 3 were 3-pointers.
Inbounds to Ward, right back to Casal. Jump, shoots from the right side, no good. Salvadori is in the lineup now, gets the rebound. Off to Phelps. Rodel coming down on the left side. Phelps can't get him the ball. Phelps directing a little traffic. Reese cutting through the lane. Out front it goes to Salvadori. Rodel. Now Phelps shooting from deep right corner. Rimmed out. No good. Rebounded by Florida State. Off to Casal. 3-on-2 break. Phelps from behind. The pass is off to Robinson. Missed the layup. Edwards with a rebound. Works out the left baseline into the corner against Henrik Rodel. Now turns. Comes right back to baseline. Reverse layup is good by Doug Edwards. It's his first field goal of the second half. He's got 12 points for the ball game. It's 65-44. Florida State by 21. Reese on the left side will give it to Salvadori. Now to Derek Phelps. Back it comes to Rodel. He'll shoot the three. Good. The first three-pointer of the night in 12 attempts for the Tar Heels. 65-47, and Mick Mixon, it's going to take a bunch of those to get the Heels back in this one.
Yeah, for once, getting it inside is not going to work. Carolina's going to have to make some of those.
Casal off to Ward. Double team. Ball kicked away by Montross. New 45-second shot clock, and it'll be Florida State's ball at the baseline. Bob Sura's coming back in for Florida State. And Sam Casal will sit down. Donald Williams and George Lynch in for Carolina as Derek Phelps will go out. And I believe Salvadori is going out. But right now we're going to get a break in the action. Carolina down by 18 points with just over 11 minutes to play at the Smith Center in Chapel Hill.
Tonight, the Indiana Hoosiers improved to 18-2. They win at home against Minnesota 61-57. And you can call and talk to Coach Dean Smith about Carolina basketball on the Blue Line Radio Show. Live Thursday nights between 7 and 8.
11:16 to play in Chapel Hill. 65-47. Florida State holding an 18-point lead after having Carolina down by its biggest margin of the half this year, 17 points. It was 45-28. The fourth time that the Heels have been behind at the break this year. They're 2-1 in those previous games, having lost only to Michigan. Down low, the pass from Edwards to Dobard, and Dobard gets another slam for his 15th point of the night. It's 67-47. It's a 20-point Florida State lead with 11 minutes to play. Reese can't get the shot to go down, got too far underneath, and then there was heavy defense there. Donald Williams hanging in the air off the glass, good. Williams with his 6th point. 67-49. Full court pressure now by the Tar Heels. Inbounds to Sura. He gets it to Charlie Ward against Donald Williams. Ward working up the left side. Angles back to the middle. Now turns, goes back to the left on the drive, and a whistle and a reach-in called on Donald Williams. And that will be personal number 2 on Williams, and the 4th team foul against Carolina. You know, for over 25 years, Carolina students have been calling Granville Towers home. Granville study areas, dining room, computer rooms, and planned social functions make for the ideal environment in student living. And Granville Towers is right next door to the UNC campus. When you make that all-important choice of where to spend your student years, remember Granville Towers. Stay with Granville and your rent never increases. And Florida State's just increased its lead on Maurice Robinson's basket, and then the Seminoles steal the inbounds pass. Charlie Ward out in the midcourt area. 69-49, a 20-point Florida State lead. Sura for 3, no good. Rebounded Rodel in the left corner. Rodel coming up the sideline on the right, will angle across to the left. Now to Brian Reese in the left corner. The shot from there is no good. Rimmed out. Montross had the rebound. Knocked off. Recovered by Williams. Williams hanging in the air. Jump shot is good by Donald Williams. He's got 8, and it's 69-51. Tar Heels battling back from their lowest offensive production in the first half thus far this year. Only 28 points. Sura, bounce pass away to Dobard. Layup is good against Rodel. Dobard with 17. 71-51, and Dobard is 8 of 10. Missed his first 2 shots and has hit 8 in a row. Rodel shoots for 3, and it's good. Second three-pointer of the ball game by the Tar Heels, and both have been by Henrik Rodel. And Dean Smith just called a timeout with 9:21 to play. So the Tar Heels use their first timeout. Timeout on the floor, 9:21 to go. Carolina 54.
Gosh almighty, the problem the Tar Heels have had this half is not that they're not scoring themselves, although they haven't been shooting well. It's that they can't stop Florida State. They've tried to gamble, take some chances and knock the ball away, steal the ball, but Florida State is too good a ball handling team, and they're too quick. They've just dribbled right around Carolina, shooting 11 of 17, 65% this half.
Charlie Ward inbounding to Bob Sura. Sura gets it back to Doug Edwards against Carolina pressure. Now right back to Sura in the backcourt. He'll put it in the hands of Charlie Ward, the ACC Football Player of the Year and one of the outstanding point guards in the country. Gets it now to Doug Edwards. Tried to get it away to Dobard. Ball got knocked away out of bounds. Just going through some paperwork here in front of me, Mick, and Rodney Dobard with his 17 points tonight has matched his season's high earlier this year against Maryland, Baltimore County. Sam Casal is coming back, and Maurice Robinson, the freshman from Little Rock, Arkansas, will go out. 71-54. Sura trying to inbound the ball. Does in the corner. Tap right back to him. Sura shooting for three. Rimmed out, no good. Recovered by Edwards. Edwards against Rodel. Puts it up off the glass, and it's good. Doug Edwards now with 14 points, and it's 72-54. 18-point Florida State lead. George Lynch shoots for three, and it's good. His first one of the season in 6 attempts. George Lynch now with 7 second-half points. 73-57, and we get a whistle and an offensive foul on Charlie Ward. And Ward is the most surprised guy in the house. He thought there was no way. He was fully expecting Derek Phelps to be called for the block. 6 turnovers Florida State in this half.
The scoreboard was late changing on you. It was stuck on 72 after that Edwards bucket. It's a 16-point game now, 73-57.
Montross to Donald Williams. Jump, shoots for three. Good! 73-60. The Tar Heels are trying to get something going, and a timeout has been called by Florida State. Timeout on the floor, 8:33 to play. What do you think? Can it happen? Stay tuned. Florida State 73, Carolina 60.
This is a crowd that is absolutely dying to try to raise the roof here, but so far they just have not had many reasons to stand up. The crowd has been pretty into it the entire game, given the one-sided nature of it, but now they're starting to see a teeny bit of light at the end of that long tunnel. 13-point Seminole lead, FSU ball underneath the Carolina basket.
Sura inbounds on the high lob to Casal. Casal down the sideline to Sura on the left. Sura will give it back to Casal. Casal in the midcourt area against Donald Williams. The crowd is coming to its feet, trying to be a factor. Bounce pass into Charlie Ward. Ward goes right through the foul circle. Now will take the three-pointer. No good. Rebounded Salvadori. Off to Derek Phelps. He's looking up court. Can't make the pass. Get it front court on his dribble. Rodel for three. Yeah! 73-63. Carolina is within 10 on the third three-pointer of the half by Rodel. Sura to the other end. Looked like he carried the ball, but no whistle on the play. Ward gives it to Casal on the left side. Casal against Donald Williams down the sideline. Picks up his dribble now, needs some help. Loops it cross court, stolen by Rodel. Rodel against Sura. Will give it to the breaking Derek Phelps. Reverse layup is good. It is 73-65, and Florida State takes another timeout. The second of the ball game, called by Pat Kennedy, and now this crowd's got something to yell about. Timeout on the floor. 7:37 to play. The score: Florida State 73, Carolina 65.
Coop, you have missed a treat. With styling and performance that matches imports costing $3,000 to $5,000 more, the Saturn Sports Coupe has created a lot of excitement. Now, there's an American-made car that beats the imports in price and matches them in styling, features, and quality. The Saturn Sports Coupe at Saturn of Chapel Hill, adjacent to Performance on 15501 between Duke and Carolina.
Just as we rejoin you, Florida State throws the ball away into its own bench area. The 8th turnover of the half. 73-65, Carolina's got possession. The Tar Heels have come roaring back in the last 4 minutes of play. Lynch, top of the circle, will give it to Rodel on the left. Now to Phelps, down low to Montross. Fouled on the play by Doug Edwards. It's his fourth. Doug Edwards commits Florida State's 6th-team foul. Technical foul may have just been called on Pat Kennedy at the Florida State bench. There will be 2 shots and possession of the ball, and we'll have to wait and see. I don't think they rule Montross's or the foul on Doug Edwards a shooting foul. They did not. Donald Williams will shoot the technical. The free throw is good. 73-66.
12-0 Carolina run. See if he can make it 13.
Donald Williams has scored 9 in the second half. He scored 10 in the second half. 12 for the game, and it's 73-68. The Tar Heels were down 21 just 4.5 minutes ago. Williams will inbound at the timeline. He'll get it back court to Derek Phelps. If a three goes in, the roof may come off this building. Phelps against Charlie Ward, working to the right side, picks up his dribble, gives it to Rodel, to George Lynch, faking, trying to move in the lane. Cannot, over to Donald Williams. Williams penetrating, leans in, takes the shot, good! 73-70, or 69. 6:40 to play. Across the timeline, Ward in the corner to Dobard. Back out front to Sal. Casal at the top of the foul circle. Carolina tight man-to-man. Back it comes to Dobard. Now to Casal. Casal driving on Donald Williams. Cut off. Takes the jump shot. No good. Rebounded. Dobard knocked out of bounds. Went out off Florida State. It belongs to Carolina. 73-69 with 6:23 left to play. Mick Mixon and I have earphones on, and we're having trouble hearing each other. Boy, this is some wine and cheese party. Rodel, left side, out front to Derek Phelps. Back it goes to Rodel, to Donald Williams, left corner. Williams trying to get in the lane to Rodel. He'll push it away to Derek Phelps. Takes an inside pass, bounces to Lynch. Shot blocked, recovered by Lynch. Lynch will give it to Montross, turns in the lane. Short with a shot, rebounded Dobard. Dobard on the high dribble, controlled the ball, stolen by Lynch. Lynch faking up for the shot. No good. Recovered by Derek Phelps. He hooks it up, and it's no good. They tap it around, and finally Charlie Ward comes out with it. Can you believe that? The number of chances Carolina had and couldn't get it to go down. 73-69, 5:35 to play. Pass coming to Sura, right side. Down in the corner to Dobard. He gives it to Casal. Tried to go to Edwards. Knocked away. Recovered by Casal. Casal on the drive now into the middle. Drops it off to Dobard. He lost it. Recovered Casal. Ball knocked away, and the foul is on Rodel. Rodel charged with his second. It'll be the 5th team foul against Carolina. And they're going to give him 2 shots on the play. Brian Reese getting ready to come back in for Carolina. 3 attempts a moment ago underneath its offensive goal. 4 attempts, says statistician Bob Woodruff, and none of them would go down from short range.
Dobard's got 3 fouls. Edwards with 4. Montross and Phelps with 3 each. Timeouts are Carolina 2 remaining. The Seminoles 1 remaining.
5:21 remaining to be played. Sam Casal will go to the line. First trip there tonight. He's a 79% free throw shooter. He's got 13 points. This is the guy that made the wine and cheese comment in December of '91.
And he's played a great game tonight.
Indeed he has, and he cans the free throw. He's been in double figures every game this year for Florida State, except the NC State game when he scored 7. 4 times he scored in the 30s. 3 times he scored in the 20s. The second rated Florida State scorer at 18.5 behind Bob Sura at 20.7. 74-69. Casal taking a lot of time at the line. Free throw is good. It is 75-69. It goes back to a 6-point Florida State lead. And Derek Phelps almost let it get away. Saved it. The ball hit the bottom of the backboard. Phelps got it. Ball thrown away. Intended for Montross. Ball loose on the floor. Montross trying to save it. Still loose. Picked up by Florida State. Doug Edwards has got it to Dobard. Dobard hands it off to Sura. Sura look away. Knocked away. Montross recovered by Rodel. Sura was going to put a little French pastry on that one. 9 turnovers, Florida State. 19 for the game. 75-69.
Triangle in 2 now with Sura on Rodel and Ward on Phelps.
Reese to Phelps in the left corner. Back out front to Rodel. They'll give it to Salvadori. Now to Brian Reese. Reese slipping underneath. And is fouled on the play, and it's on Rodney Dobard, and that's his 4th. So the 2 Florida State big people in this 3-guard lineup have 3 personal fouls. Doug Edwards and Rodney Dobard. Donald Williams is coming back. George Lynch is also coming back as Rodel and Montross will go out.
And Montross has played this entire half without picking up his 4th. Cannot overstate how important that's been to the Carolina cause. He's been aggressive and effective, yet not foolish.
Brian Reese will go to the free throw line with 2 shots. Carolina will be in the bonus from here on out on all non-shooting fouls. Reese, 4 points tonight. Only 2 of 9 from the field. has not had an opportunity at the free throw line thus far tonight. Carolina down by 6 with Reese shooting as the crowd gets deathly quiet and Reese misses the free throw. He'll have another shot coming. Charlie Pitts, the umpire, working with Larry Rose, and referee Lenny Wirtz gives Reese back the ball. He bends at the knees, arches it up, and this one is good. 75-70. His 5th point of the night. Carolina not pressuring backcourt. The Tar Heels are getting back in a zone. Charlie Ward looking for the offensive call from head coach Pat Kennedy.
This may be to rest a little bit. Carolina's spent so much of themselves in this furious comeback.
Sura to Ward, to Edwards, to Casal, back out front to Ward, gives it to Sura. Sura will give it right back to Ward. 75-70 the score. Ward back to Casal. He shoots for 3, and it's no good. Rebounded by Phelps. Phelps protects the basketball, and he'll bring it front court on his own dribble. Gets it across the timeline, right side, directing a little traffic to Donald Williams. Williams in the lane, dropped it to Salvadori. Back to Brian Reese. Off to Donald Williams. Now it's to Derek Phelps at the baseline. Whips it baseline to Brian Reese. Reese gives it right back to Phelps to Donald Williams, shooting for 3. No good, off the front of the rim. Ball knocked into the backcourt. Williams goes to get it. He beat Casal to it. Williams will come back to the front court. Pass to Phelps at the right wing. Phelps working in toward the right of the circle, keeping his dribble alive. Now gives it to Lynch. Lynch getting free underneath. Layup is good. 75-72. Lynch with 12. 3:30 left to play.
And the Heels are close enough now where they can start going back inside.
Edwards gets it to Ward, midcourt area. Bounce kick right by Edwards and picked up by Reese off to Phelps. Phelps coming down, driving on Charlie Ward, and Ward fouls him. Phelps tried to fake Ward, get him hanging in the air. Ward comes down on his back for his 3rd personal foul. The 8th team foul against Florida State, and Phelps will go to the free throw line with a chance to get Carolina within 1.
Think back to 11 minutes, 24 seconds remaining. Carolina was down 21, and nothing was going in at all. And Henrik Rodel, after he'd clanged 3 or 4 off the rim, he coaxed a 3-pointer to go in. That broke the drought, and since then, the Heels have gone on a 25-10 run.
Phelps' free throw is good. It's his 3rd point of the night. 75-73. He can bring Carolina within 1. Rodel is back and Reese is out. Montross came back to replace Salvadori. Derek Phelps ready on the next one, and this one is good. It's 75-74. Carolina's within 1, and Scott Cherry will give Derek Phelps a breather at the 3:15 mark. Cherry started only the 2nd game of his career tonight because Reese and Phelps, along with Donald Williams, were late for this afternoon's pregame meal. Ward across the timeline against Scott Cherry. Ward turning, coming back to the right. He'll give it up now to Rodney Dobard against Montross, well out. Now he drops it to Doug Edwards. Doug Edwards caught in the double team along the wing. He's in trouble and calls timeout. It's the last timeout for Florida State. Florida State has just used its last timeout with 2:56 remaining to be played. Timeout on the floor. The score in Chapel Hill. Florida State 75, Carolina 74.
Tar Heels are back in the zone. 2-3 Seminole ball. It's a 1-point game.
Casal high post to Edwards to Dobard. Blocked out of bounds. It'll belong to Florida State. Dobard with a couple of head and shoulders fakes. Trying to either get the foul or to at least get Carolina sailing by him defensively. But the ball got knocked away. It'll be Florida State ball out of bounds. Phelps is back in. Inbounds to Dobard, top of the foul circle. He'll give it right back to Bob Sura. Sura on the left side. Now to Casal in the midcourt area against Donald Williams. 2:35 remaining to be played. Shot clock's at 5. Casal shoots a 3 off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Edwards. Lynch tried to tie him up. Edwards following up off the glass. It's good. What a big bucket by Doug Edwards. 77-74. Phelps across the timeline, right side with 2:20 to go. For Doug Edwards, that was his 16th point of the night. Lynch to Rudel. Now to Phelps. They look low for Montross. Dobard's fronting it. Lynch on the right side will push it left side to Rudel. They'll give it to Derek Phelps. Now it goes to George Lynch. Lynch taking a look, now trying to penetrate. Drops it off to Montross. Jump hook baseline is good. 77-76 on Montross's 15th point of the night. Pressure by the Tar Heels in the backcourt with 1:50 to go. Florida State is out of timeout. Sura hands it off to Ward. Right back it comes, stolen by Lynch. Lynch will get the dunk, and Carolina leads. 78-77. The first time Carolina has led since it was 5-2. Inbounds to Casal. Casal across the timeline with 1:30 to play on the left side. He'll push it right back to Ward. Ward to the top of the circle. Looking inside the Tar Heel zone to Edwards. Edwards off balance. Gives it to Sura. Spins baseline. Can't get the shot up. Off to Casal. Shoots the three. No good. Rebounded by Lynch. He'll give it to Derek Phelps. And Dean Smith tells his Tar Heels to slow down and go to four corners with 1:08 to play. Florida State is out of timeout. Of course, you can't call a timeout unless you got the ball, and right now Carolina's got the ball with 2 timeouts left, and Coach Smith tells Donald Williams to just stand in the center jump circle. If you have to, put it on your hip. Make them come out and play you with 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Now Dean Smith motioning to his sophomore from Garner. He's looking at the bench. Shot clock is down to 12. Williams penetrating, hanging in the air, and he gets fouled by Casal. Sam Casal commits his 3rd personal foul. Donald Williams will go to the free throw line with 2 shots and 37 seconds remaining to be played.
Well, the Heels wanted to work the shot clock down to, or the game clock down to under 45. That way, it would be 1 possession for 1 possession. That way, Florida State could not have the ball twice to Carolina's once. Also, a little one-on-one basketball. Donald Williams and Brian Reese are Carolina's best one-on-one players. So the Heels spread the court out and just tried to get Donald past Casal in the open court, and he drew the foul.
Donald Williams, who has scored 13 of his 15 points in the second half, goes to the free throw line where he's 4 of 4 on the night. Free throw is up good, 79-77. Coach Smith has just told everybody on the floor, don't foul. If this free throw goes in, it'll be an 80-77 lead and take a 3-pointer to tie. The free throw is good. It is 80-77. Sura inbounds the ball to Ward. 35 seconds left. Shot clock is off. Florida State without a timeout. Ward across the timeline against Phelps. He'll get it to Edwards. Edwards pushes it to Casal in the midcourt area. 25 seconds left. Now the double team. Back to Edwards. Edwards pinned along the right sideline. He'll take the 3, and it's no good. Rebounded Salvadori. He drops it to Donald Williams. Williams in the backcourt, trying to escape the double team, and he gets fouled by Bob Sura with 11 seconds to play.
I'd like a rosé and maybe some cheddar.
Down 21 points with 11 minutes and about 30 seconds left at 65-44. Carolina has Garner sophomore Donald Williams at the line. 11 seconds left and a 3-point lead. Williams' free throw is good. Donald Williams with 18 points, including 16 in the second half. 81-77. Donald Williams ready on the next one. It's perfect. 82-77. Florida State quickly front court. Sura for 3. No good. Front of the rim. Rebounded Phelps. Coming out of there with it. Ball knocked away out of bounds. Clock stopped. 2.5 seconds left. It is Carolina's basketball. What a remarkable comeback. Inbounded to Reese. He throws it high in the air. The ball game is over. Carolina rebounds from a 21-point deficit. The nation's number 2 team in the coaches poll. Number 3 in the media poll snaps Florida State's 5-game winning streak. And the Tar Heels grab a 2-game lead in the Atlantic Coast Conference standings as the students are flooding the floor. This looks like the aftermath of the Duke game a year ago.
Yeah, and they're not supposed to riot like this after games in Chapel Hill. This is supposed to be a white-collar crowd. What a celebration.
I saw a quote the other day and how applicable it is to this situation. Miracles don't just happen in Chapel Hill. They usually happen.
Second favorite to be #1 next week tried to keep their H attached against 19th-rated Florida State. Carolina's big man Eric Montross in early foul trouble, and State took advantage. Rodney DeBard blocks Henrik Rodel. Sam Cassell passes back to DeBard for the jam, and it's a 19-2 Florida State run. Oops, droops, loops, then Charlie Ward throwing a pass. Carolina stunned. Those people had not painted the faces. That was just the reaction to the game. Then Carolina missed the first 13 three-pointers, but in the second half, down 21. Rodel, Lynch, Williams with a 3. Carolina minus 18. Rodel again. Carolina on a 34-12 run. Well, so what? They're still down. FSU 77-76, minute 40 to play. George Lynch off his own steal with the slam. Pat Kennedy is speechless. And well, he should have been. There have not been many games like that one in college basketball of late, as the Heels go to 6-0 in the ACC. And Florida State, which had hopes of knocking off Duke and Carolina in the same week, instead, they're probably all still with their mouths agape after that game. As Steppenwolf sang, and you remember them, the guards from Dayton, class of '68, 1 is the loneliest number. There are the 5 remaining teams with just 1 loss. Kentucky and Vegas idle tonight, and the other 3, including Carolina, managed to keep their 1-loss records combined or attached or intact, although for a long time it didn't look like Carolina could do that. At Charlottesville, Demon Deacons have